Good morning and welcome, and thank you for joining us as we celebrate the 2020 Minnesota Lawyer, Unsung Legal Heroes, and Up-and-Coming Attorneys. I'm Bill Geyer, publisher of Minnesota Lawyer, and I'll be your host today along with Joel Shetler, our editor, who will be joining us shortly. I really wish we were in the North Star Ballroom at the Hyatt like we have been the past several years, but given the concerns about COVID-19, we've shifted to this virtual format. But that shouldn't distract from the celebration of the exceptional individuals and teams we're here highlighting today. It will take a different type of effort on your part, but we encourage you to help make this an interactive event by posting comments and shout outs in the chat area and on social media using the hashtags, hashtag 2020 up and coming. That's ampersand for the and. So hashtag 2020 up and coming, or hashtag unsung legal heroes. And I hope, even though we're not physically together, you have your favorite people next to you. For those of you who follow us regularly, you know that Minnesota Lawyer works hard to provide you information you can use in your business. We're a media company built on innovation. And this afternoon, you're joining us for our very first Minnesota Lawyer virtual awards event. Thank you for taking the time to support our winners and for trying a new type of event that allows us to come together in a safe way. Each of you has a very important role in today's live stream virtual event. As I said earlier, this is an interactive event. Think of it this way. If you were at the Hyatt and sitting at the table with your honoree, would you not cheer when their name was announced? I think you would. So post those cheers, post those shout outs to Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Make a TikTok video if you want, and use the hashtag 2020 up and coming and hashtag 2020 unsung heroes. Many of your comments will appear live on screen. You can also use the YouTube chat box to congratulate honorees and communicate with others in the audience. So kind of like if you're sitting at your table, but you want to talk to the guy at the next table, this is an easy way to do that, only less distracting for the rest of us. So honorees, take a selfie with your award, with your families, with your friends, guests, give them a shout out, tell the honorees how proud you are and why you appreciate them. Everyone, share comments and photos of your celebrations wherever you are right now. We can't wait to see and feel the energy of the celebration. The participation of our sponsors underscores their support of those we honor today. Please join me in thanking these sponsors for their support of this awards program. I'd like to thank our gold sponsor, Robbins Kaplan. Here's a short message from Robbins Kaplan.
Robbins Kaplan LLP is among the nation's premier trial law firms, with more than 250 attorneys in 8 major cities. Our attorneys litigate, mediate, and arbitrate client disputes, always at the ready for an ultimate courtroom battle. When huge forces are at play, major money is at stake, or rights are being trampled, we help clients cut through complexity, get to the heart of the problem, and win what matters most. To learn more about our firm, please visit robinskaplan.com.
Thank you, Robbins Kaplan. We appreciate your support. Our experience sponsor today is Taft. Taft is giving away a $100 gift card to Yumi Sushi. To enter the drawing, all you have to do is post a congratulations message with the hashtag 2020 up and coming or 2020 unsung legal heroes. That will enter you into our drawing for the Taft $100 Yumi gift card. Another reason to be posting those comments and congratulations. I'd also like to thank all of the companies that are supporting our honorees with congratulatory ads in the magazine and with the shout out videos you'll see in today's program. You'll find profiles of each of today's honorees in the awards magazine inside Monday's edition of Minnesota Lawyer. Please let us know if you would like extra copies for your family and friends. When the event is in person, Honorees usually grab extra copies for grandma and grandpa. Mom and dad usually grab a handful of copies for themselves. So let us know if you want extra copies of the magazine. Now, it is my pleasure to introduce and welcome Joel Shetler, editor of Minnesota Lawyer and Finance and Commerce. He will share with you how today's honorees were selected and then introduce our keynote speaker, Rachel Moran. Then we'll move into the awards portion of the program.
Good afternoon, everyone. As Bill said, I'm Joel Shetler, editor of Minnesota Lawyer and Finance and Commerce. Unsung Legal Heroes celebrates the achievement of those who often work behind the scenes in the legal profession, but are indispensable in the work that they do. Up-and-Coming Attorneys celebrates the attorneys who have made an impact on the legal field within 10 years of passing the bar. This event is about celebrating them. The Minnesota Lawyer team is proud to honor these young stars of the legal industry and their unsung counterparts. Each has demonstrated leadership in their chosen field and has made positive impacts in their community. Today's honorees come from a variety of backgrounds and education to land in their respective fields. They are determined, hardworking, and steadfast, not only in their careers, but in the ways they give back to their communities and families. What they have in common is a sense of passion and drive for what they bring to their careers and their lives that I believe is truly an inspiration to us all. The process of choosing these honorees starts with a nomination by someone who believes in them. Each nominee was then reviewed by our independent panel of judges, which includes legal industry leaders and past honorees. Their help in the process was and is immeasurable. We sincerely and humbly thank each for their commitment to this effort. The panel looked at the contribution each of the nominees has made to their firms and their community. Those being honored today as up-and-coming attorneys and unsung legal heroes stood out among those nominated. So if this is an indication, the future of our legal community is in good hands. Minnesota Lawyer, along with our partner sponsors, thank you all for joining us as we pay tribute to today's honorees. Before we begin the awards program, we have arranged for a special guest and keynote speaker. Rachel Moran is an associate professor and founder of the Criminal and Juvenile Defense Clinic at the University of St. Thomas School of Law. The 2020 graduating class selected her as the law school's Professor of the Year. Moran focuses her scholarship on issues pertaining to police accountability, policing reform, and public access to records of police misconduct. In 2019, she was named a Bellow Scholar, a biennial national recognition for clinical professors engaged in empirical research that has significant potential to improve the quality of justice. Her articles have appeared in the UC Irvine Law Review, Washington Law Review, Cardozo Law Review, Villanova Law Review, and Buffalo Law Review, among others. Her work has also been cited in CNN, The Economist, Vox, Bloomberg News, and many other media outlets. Moran attended law school at Chicago-Kent College of Law, where she graduated with high honors and served on the Law Review. While in law school, Moran won numerous advocacy competitions and Best Advocate awards, including the National Championship of the National Moot Court Competition, and was honored with the American College of Trial Lawyers Fulton Haight Award, given to the Best National Appellate Advocate. After law school, Moran worked at a private criminal defense firm, representing clients on trial for offenses ranging from misdemeanors to first-degree murder. She then became an assistant appellate defender with the Office of the Illinois State Appellate Defender. In that capacity, she argued numerous criminal appeals in Illinois appellate courts and the Illinois Supreme Court. Moran helped spearhead the office's constitutional challenges to the mandatory transfer of children to criminal court, as well as the severe sentencing schemes that resulted in hundreds of children in Illinois serving life or de facto life sentences. Before coming to the University of St. Thomas, Moran taught as a clinical fellow at the University of Denver Sturm College of Law. Moran previously served as an adjunct professor at Chicago-Kent College of Law and coached many mock trial teams, including 2 national Best Advocates and the 2015 National Trial Competition champions. Please welcome Rachel Moran.
Thanks so much, Joel, for that introduction, and congratulations to each of the 2020 Minnesota Lawyer honorees in both the up-and-coming attorney and unsung legal hero categories. It's an honor to address you, and I hope to get to meet many of you in person someday. I've only been in Minnesota. I'm starting my 3rd year here, so I appreciate the warm welcome, and I appreciate the chance to talk with all of you. A few years ago, when I was teaching at a law school in another state, my students were representing a young mother who was a survivor of sexual assault and trafficking. Over the course of a few months, my students got to know this woman well and were deeply moved by her story of her attempts to overcome the trauma she had experienced and the addiction with which she struggled. Then one day she didn't answer my students' call. And a few days later, she didn't show up for a scheduled court hearing. We waited for about an hour in the lobby area outside the courtroom, hoping that she would come in and just be a little bit late. But after about an hour, one of us finally looked up her name online and saw a tiny news clip from a few days earlier showing that she had been murdered. Her body brutally beaten and dumped on the side of the road. About 20 minutes after learning of this tragedy, my students had to appear in court on her behalf and explain to the judge that our client would not be coming to court that day or ever. One of my students became audibly and visibly choked up when she told this information to the judge. No one else in the courtroom showed much emotion, and the judge quickly moved on to the next case. As we were leaving the courtroom, one of the other personnel in the courtroom leaned over to one of my students and said to her, "Is this the first time one of your clients has died? Don't worry, you'll get used to it." I don't know many of you honorees in person, but I did read your biographies online, and I'm going to hazard a guess about you. I suspect that most of you did not become up-and-coming attorneys or unsung legal heroes by getting used to it. And the it will vary for each of you because each of you brings different experiences and passions and expertise to this profession. For some of you, the it that I hope you never get used to is the normalcy of prosecuting a trafficking survivor and shrugging when she dies. For others, the it may be outdated and ineffective environmental policies, corrupt lending practices, bewildering healthcare laws that harm both medical professionals and patients, unequal pay, barriers for small business owners and entrepreneurs, Byzantine finance laws, or the simple practice of being too busy to recognize the humanity of the people with whom we interact. There is plenty to be proud of in our legal system. You are some of that plenty, but there's also much that needs to change. And many of you became legal professionals because you care deeply about the issues you've chosen to invest in. The past few months, and even the past few weeks, have shown a strong and harsh spotlight on racial and social inequities that need to change in our country, both nationally and certainly here in Minnesota as well. And let me be really clear, many people have been speaking up about these inequities far longer than I. Ordinary civilians and community leaders have been raising their voices about these issues for years. And if the legal community is honest with ourselves, I think we need to admit that we have not always been sufficiently attentive to those voices. I'll critique my own practice area for a moment. One of the cultural problems that tends to pervade criminal defense is the patronizing assumption that we lawyers know what is best for our clients and that it's our job to convince them to do what is best. This assumption becomes particularly problematic when the lawyers do not share the race or lived experiences of our clients. In an effort to combat this, one of the values and foundational principles that I teach in my clinic at St. Thomas is the idea of client-centeredness, of listening carefully to our clients and helping them discern what their goals are, letting them make decisions about what they want to have happen in the case, and then working hard to pursue those decisions and to effectuate those goals. Lawyers need to be better listeners, even when things don't necessarily seem sensible to us. And we especially need to listen well to those whose voices we have traditionally overlooked. But lawyers also have an active role to play in remedying the inequities in our society. 2 days after George Floyd was murdered, one of our clinic alums, Layla Bari, who had just graduated from St. Thomas 2 weeks earlier, and who will probably be honored as an up-and-coming attorney in a few years, sent me a late-night email asking if the clinic could be a resource for folks participating in the protests around Mr. Floyd's murder. We don't usually have students working in the clinic over the summer. And because of the pandemic, we didn't even have staff working in the office. But the need was obvious, and our staff and students rose to the occasion. By the Friday morning after Mr. Floyd's murder, we had a team of staff and law students or recent graduates monitoring both a phone line and an email inbox, assisting people calling with questions, whether those were protesters or concerned family members, connecting them with other local agencies providing free legal assistance, and accepting new clients of our own. As the weeks of unrest continued, our students continued rising to the occasion as well, working with local community organizations to arrange pro bono representation for those arrested on low-level offenses, helping coordinate the pro bono response, and working with local organizations to draft written proposals for changes in policing practices. These situations, lawyers and law students lending their training and expertise to elevate the voices of those who have too often been marginalized, of those who have been borne the brunt of inequity in our society. These are small but tangible examples of legal professionals who refuse to get used to it, and instead are focused on creating change. My limited life experience thus far suggests that when uncomfortable situations and tension arise, most of us tend to fluctuate between one of two responses. We can try to tamp down the unrest and return to what was, and that's particularly tempting for those of us who have enjoyed what was. Or we can try to work through the pain to reach a healthier future. Much of the past 6 months or so has been quite painful for our profession, and I don't mean to minimize that pain at all. It manifests itself in a variety of ways, from the trauma of lost jobs, the fear of violence or illness, all the way to more minor sorrows, like the fact that I'm sure most of you would rather be celebrating in person today than watching on a screen. But through these crises, we also have opportunities to question norms and to create meaningful change. Today, you up-and-coming attorneys and unsung legal heroes are being recognized for the positive impact you've already had on this profession. So thank you for that. We are grateful to have you. But as members of this profession, it is not the time to be complacent, and it's certainly not the time to get used to it. We have a responsibility to steward our education and our influence and our advocacy well. I encourage you to listen to the people our profession impacts most, to learn about the obvious or overlooked changes that need to happen in your practice areas, if you don't already know them. And then, when you've learned, to speak up. Change rarely starts without someone taking a stand. Thank you.
Thank you, Rachel. And now it's time to meet the Minnesota Lawyers selections for 2020 Up and Coming Attorney Awards. Their awards were delivered to them over the past few days, so we're hoping to see some great photos come through social media. Remember, keep socially interactive with us by posting comments to hashtag 2020 Up and Coming and 2020 Unsung Legal Hero.
Rachel Anderson has a word of advice for young lawyers starting out. treat the firm that employs you as your client. When she started at Bowman & Brook, Rachelle made sure to keep her eyes open for ways to make herself useful, if not indispensable. That meant doing work that was accurate and dependable. Rachelle has kept up that practice even after 6 years at the firm. She says she wants partners and clients alike to know that if they're getting something from her, that it will be a quality product. Minnesota Lawyer is pleased to honor Rachelle Anderson as an up-and-coming attorney. Raha Asadi Lamuki has known sacrifice, and she has known loss. She has used those hard knocks to create a law practice focused on helping others. During her day job as a commercial lending attorney at Winthrop & Weinstein, Raha helps close transactions that develop new buildings or save older ones. She's becoming expert at using tax credits to rehabilitate older and distressed buildings that aren't quite ready for the wrecking ball. Away from work, she's a board member at a nonprofit called Still Kickin', which makes unrestricted financial grants to people who have gone through their own difficulties. Minnesota Lawyer is happy to recognize Raha Asadi Lamuki as an up-and-coming attorney.
Raha, on behalf of everyone at Winthrop & Weinstein, I am here today to say congratulations. You are a total rock star, and we are very lucky to have you as part of our team. Thank you for your commitment and your passion. You are a role model to many, and we are honored to celebrate this award with you.
In 4th grade, Zuri Balmacan Santiago announced to her parents that she was going to be a lawyer and that one day she would own a motorcycle. The motorcycle is still in the future, but Zuri's professional prediction has come true. Since last year, she's been an Assistant Attorney General at the Office of the Minnesota Attorney General, where she advises and litigates on behalf of the Department of Human Services since July 2019. She was prepared for that task thanks to prosecutorial experience from her 3 years as an Assistant County Attorney for Hennepin County. Minnesota Lawyer is proud to name Zuri Balmacan San Diego as an up-and-coming attorney.
Hey everyone, Keith Ellison here. I'm so proud of every single person at the Minnesota Attorney General's office. It really does take all of us, and we are a team. And yet, sometimes somebody steps forward to offer extraordinary leadership. And one of those people is Zuri Balmacan. She is absolutely a rising star. I don't even know if she's rising anymore. She's just a star. This young lady is the president of the Hispanic Bar Association. She contributes her time to young people in mock trial and things like that, helping people to really hone their skills and to find their place in the world. She also is great when it comes to contributing in our office. She's working on some of the most important cases in our office, and she's doing it voluntarily. She's one of those people who says, I will, send me, I'll do it. And I'm so proud of her. We need people with that can-do spirit, just like Zuri has. And I'm so proud she won this award because she is actually an example of what I want other people to do. Initiative, contribution, helping. Zuri, thank you so much for everything you do, and congratulations.
As a graduate of West Point, Elsa Ballard brings a soldier's dedication to her practice. She has channeled an adventurous nature into her practice, working on complex contract disputes, foodborne illness outbreaks, Telephone Consumer Protection Act litigation, Fair Credit Reporting Act litigation, and trade secrets litigation. Elsa also makes time for crucial pro bono work. She co-led a FAGRI team that defended a death row inmate in Alabama in his post-conviction appeal. So, while she's given up skydiving, Elsa Ballard still finds plenty of excitement as a partner at one of the Twin Cities' most storied law firms. Minnesota Lawyer is pleased to honor Elsa Ballard as an up-and-coming attorney. There's no doubt that Anu Chudasama takes ethics seriously. She's chair of the Minnesota State Bar Association's Professional Regulation Committee and an ethics investigator for the 2nd Judicial District. Born to Indian parents in the Middle East, Anu was educated in British-run schools before the family moved to Canada. That has given her a unique perspective in her practice, which focuses on defending claims of professional liability. She is also on the Minnesota Supreme Court's No-Fault Standing Committee, which serves the interests of the no-fault system. That includes arbitration and the investigation of arbitrator complaints. Minnesota Lawyer is proud to name Anu Chudasama as an up-and-coming attorney.
Anu, on behalf of Bassford Remley, I want to congratulate you on being named an up-and-coming attorney by Minnesota Lawyer. Your service to the Minnesota and Wisconsin State Bar Associations is an example to all of us. You work every day to make our profession better. This is a very well-deserved honor. Congratulations.
As a kid, Jennifer Cross thought she might be a doctor or lawyer. She went for the latter, eventually leading her to the city of Bloomington, for whom she practices as an assistant city attorney. The 5-attorney team Jennifer works on prosecutes about 5,000 new cases a year. That includes overflow from Hennepin County below the felony level. 3 years ago, the State Department of Public Safety named Jennifer to its DWI Enforcer All-Star team. She also led her office's recent effort to move toward a paperless system for arraignments and pretrial hearings, just in time for the pandemic and remote working. Minnesota Lawyer is happy to recognize Jennifer Cross as an up-and-coming attorney. Sarvesh Desai has become a rising star at Henson Affron because of his work in contracts, mergers and acquisitions, and other general business transactions. Armed with a degree in bioengineering, Sarvesh started his career as a validation engineer at a healthcare company. He has no regrets about turning toward the law. His is a great success story. He grew up an undocumented immigrant while his father had a temporary work visa. Once Dad earned an employee-based permanent visa, Sarvesh had learned a great lesson about the value of persistence. Minnesota Lawyer is pleased to honor Sarvesh Desai as an up-and-coming attorney.
On behalf of the Henson and Effron Law Firm, I'm proud to congratulate Sarvesh Desai on being named an up-and-coming attorney. Congratulations, Sarvesh. We're very proud of you and of your accomplishments. Henson and Effron would also like to congratulate all other up-and-coming attorneys and all other unsung heroes. Congratulations and thank you.
A trip to the Rosebud Reservation in South Dakota put Alex Distamet on the journey of a lifetime. As a college volunteer, Alex learned about the past and present of American natives, and it put her on the path to law school. A native of Detroit, Alex attended law school at the University of Minnesota. These days, she works for the Interior Department of the United States in the Bureau of Indian Affairs. She covers the Great Plains Midwest area, where she advises dozens of tribes, mostly on real estate issues. She says her main professional goal is to never be bored. Minnesota Lawyer is proud to name Alex Distamet as an up-and-coming attorney. During lockdown, Jason Engelhardt learned to play the ukulele. Don't worry, he's not quitting his day job. That's fortunate for his colleagues and clients at Stinson, where Jason has built a thriving practice in healthcare. There he focuses on regulatory issues and, more recently, helping with COVID-related restrictions. He says he likes healthcare because it's like a puzzle with moving pieces, so he never gets bored. Areas such as value-based reimbursement, telemedicine, and narrow network insurance products are a sign of where his practice is headed. Minnesota Lawyer is happy to recognize Jason Engelhardt as an up-and-coming attorney. Courtney Ernston has an interesting legal niche. Her role at Minnesota Construction Law Services allows her to work in a specialized industry area. Her family owned a construction business, so she learned plenty along the way that can help her guide her clients, who are mostly contractors. For the most part, her clients have tight margins, which means they need a lawyer who is efficient and straightforward. That's Courtney. While Courtney is an expert litigator, she avoids it when she can. Litigation is expensive, and she is always on the lookout for an alternative solution. Minnesota Lawyer is pleased to honor Courtney Ernston as an up-and-coming attorney.
Congratulations, everyone, and thank you to their firms for participating with those great shout-out videos. And now to our second group of honorees.
As with many attorneys, Amran Farah was on her way to earning an undergraduate degree only to switch gears toward the law. Rather than pursue a degree in chemistry, she moved to political science, realizing that she had to bolster that degree with a law degree. The decision has turned out to be a fortunate one for Amran and her colleagues at Green Espel. At the firm, she spends her time working helping business clients solve their problems. She focuses her practice on complex business litigation, construction, and employment investigations. Minnesota Lawyer is proud to name Amran Farah as an up-and-coming attorney. Caitlin Rose Fisher was a child prodigy. She remembers writing her first legal brief at the age of 10 and enlisted her brother's testimony to support her argument on why she should be allowed to have a sleepover. So building and bolstering a case comes naturally to her. While attending law school, Caitlin Rose interned with the U.S. Solicitor General's office in Washington, D.C. She later clerked for 2 federal appellate judges. At Green Espel, she specializes in business litigation, including federal cases involving public sector entities. Last year, she was honored for her role as co-lead counsel in a federal civil rights case that received international notice. Minnesota Lawyer is happy to recognize Caitlin Rose Fisher as an up-and-coming attorney. After years of working in sports television production, Elizabeth Fors took a hard turn and decided to pursue a different career, a very different career. With encouragement from her family, Elizabeth got her paralegal certificate. She worked for a personal injury lawyer, and suddenly her niche was in front of her. At Robbins Kaplan, Elizabeth has served as co-counsel on 4 trials, 3 medical malpractice, and 1 pro bono. She says her main motivation is being an advocate for people who might not otherwise have one. Minnesota Lawyer is pleased to honor Elizabeth Fors as an up-and-coming attorney.
Hello, my name is Peter Schmidt. I'm chair of the Personal Injury Medical Malpractice Group at Robbins Kaplan. I'm here today to congratulate Liz Fors as being named an up-and-coming attorney by Minnesota Lawyer. Liz is a terrific advocate who brings passion to her work every day as she seeks justice for those who need it. Congratulations, Liz, on being named an up-and-coming attorney.
Family law is one of the most emotionally draining practice areas, but Ann Holland says it keeps her steady to know that she can help people through their worst times by being a good listener and creating a strategy that helps them move on. An attorney at Henson Ephron, Ann also finds time to give free legal advice to low-income clients through the Volunteer Lawyers Network Family Law Clinic. She serves on VLN's board and co-chairs the Hennepin County Bar Association Family Law Section. The key to her work, she says, is taking the time to have a "how are you" conversation with clients, which usually relaxes both them and her. Minnesota Lawyer is proud to name Ann Holland as an up-and-coming attorney.
I am Alan Eisenus, and on behalf of Henson & Ephron, I want to congratulate Ann Holland for being honored tonight at this celebration of up-and-coming attorneys and unsung legal heroes. Ann, we are proud of you and all you have accomplished, and we are so thrilled to have you part of our Henson & Ephron team. To all the others who are honored tonight, congratulations and best of wishes for your legal careers. Ann Holland, you rock.
After just 2 years at Helmuth & Johnson, Cole Hickman was named an equity partner earlier this year. That's pretty good, considering that he wasn't sure he even wanted to go to law school. But fortunately, a number of family friends were lawyers, and they told Cole he might be good at it. After law school, Cole worked for a pair of smaller firms, representing corporate clients in employment disputes. Now he focuses on representing individuals, families, and business owners in estate planning and closely held business law. Minnesota Lawyer is happy to recognize Cole Hickman as an up-and-coming attorney.
Congratulations, Daddy! Congratulations, Daddy! Congrats, Cole. We are so proud of you. Thank you for all the hard work that you do for us, for your firm. You definitely deserve this award. They love you! Love you!
What does a master's degree in biomedical science have to do with patent law? Plenty. Laura Hupp opted for a law career while studying in a PhD program at Baylor College of Medicine in Houston. A seminar on patent law steered her into an interest in protecting intellectual property. Mind you, this was after a mixed undergrad degree in biochemistry and music. At Merchant & Gould, Laura focuses on inventors. In that role, she learns about products from clients ranging from biomedical companies to software developers. Minnesota Lawyer is pleased to honor Laura Hupp as an up-and-coming attorney.
Hey, Laura. We are happy that you've been selected as one of the Minnesota Lawyer's 2020 up-and-coming attorneys. The recognition of your accomplishments is a welcome source of very good news here at Merchant & Gould. We are looking forward to be a part of your second decade of intellectual property practice.
After barely a year with Dorsey & Whitney, Drew James has established himself in the area of employment lawsuits. To cite one example of his rapid rise, Drew represented the plaintiffs in a Title IX claim against St. Cloud State University, leading an effort to reinforce equity at the school on behalf of his clients. Drew has always been interested in the law, and in fact first wanted to be an FBI agent. His mind was changed by a constitutional law class. Now he litigates employment issues, including discrimination, harassment, hostile work environments, and retaliation. Minnesota Lawyer is proud to name Drew James as an up-and-coming attorney. A semester in Germany taught Aaron Knoll a lot. The time away led him to realize that he wanted to go to law school, and now he's practicing at Green Espel. He specializes in business litigation, renewable energy disputes, and agency investigations. Many of Aaron's clients are in the wind and solar energy sectors, but he's versatile enough to work in many industries. Among his many success stories, he won dismissal of statutory and common law consumer fraud claims against a Fortune 500 company in a class action involving dental products. Minnesota Lawyer is happy to recognize Aaron Knoll as an up-and-coming attorney. During COVID, Dorsey employment attorney Jillian Kornblatt knows she's practicing during a very dynamic time. Work from home, mask requirements, and other issues are raising issues employment lawyers have never had to face. Jillian works with employers on various employment law issues, such as sexual harassment and disability accommodation advice and litigation. She's also worked on independent investigations, such as Dorsey's probe into how the University of Minnesota handled sexual allegations involving several football players. It hasn't escaped Jillian that this year marks the 30th anniversary of the Americans with Disabilities Act. Despite that milestone, she says there's still a lot of work to do. Minnesota Lawyer is pleased to honor Jillian Kornblatt as an up-and-coming attorney. While growing up in Wisconsin, Amy Krupinski would often have long, interesting discussions with her uncle, who was a plaintiff's lawyer. While she didn't take that exact path, she often represents the underdog as a family attorney. Amy handles custody, parenting time, child support, orders for protection, alimony, and post-divorce cases, and she represents a wide range of income levels. In a recent case, a jury ruled in favor of her client as biological father in a paternity case against the husband of the child's mother. After a 2-year slog that resulted in victory, Amy said that verdict was a career highlight. Minnesota Lawyer is proud to name Amy Krupinski as an up-and-coming attorney.
Congratulations to you all. And now to our final group of up-and-coming attorneys.
After a 4-year stint at Robbins Kaplan, Barry Landy followed two-star attorneys from that firm to the newly created Cerisi and Conlin. He calls it the best decision of his career. As partner, Barry has represented both businesses and individuals in complex civil cases. Those have included breach of contract, fraud, financial services litigation, class actions, partnership disputes, and employment matters. Last year, he and his partners negotiated a $27 million settlement in a royalty fee dispute the day before the case was set for arbitration. Barry has also conducted a number of internal investigations related to allegations of fraud and embezzlement. Minnesota Lawyer is happy to recognize Barry Landy as an up-and-coming attorney. Farrell Lewis had intended to use his degrees in sport management to work purely in sports, naturally. But a panel discussion that included attorneys in the sports and business worlds convinced him that law school was the right path. That led Farrow to Nyland Johnson Lewis's Products Liability Business Litigation Group. There he handles mass torts, contract disputes, insurance defense, and other transactional issues. That doesn't mean he's completely done with sports, though. Farrow is a rabid NBA fan and can be counted on for regular pickup games. Minnesota Lawyer is pleased to honor Farrow Lewis as an up-and-coming attorney. Sharon Markowitz was ready for COVID-19, even if she didn't know it was coming. A partner at Stinson, Sharon has used her skills in quantitative analysis in high-exposure cases, including deceptive practices claims, contract matters, and force majeure matters. It has also informed her work as part of Stinson's COVID-19 task force, which helps clients with pandemic-related legal issues. That might include such things as a waiver protecting a company from COVID transmission liability. Sharon has also represented large companies in high-exposure cases brought by the Minnesota Attorney General for alleged violations of consumer protection and public nuisance laws. Minnesota Lawyer is proud to name Sharon Markowitz as an up-and-coming attorney. Patrick Newman is a commercial litigator who defends members of the financial services industry. His practice includes representing credit and collection professionals against consumer protection lawsuits. Since joining Basford Ramalli 3 years ago, Patrick has honed his skills to where he could be trusted with high-profile cases. One such case involved the collapse of the outdoor retail chain Gander Mountain. Patrick represented the owner and landlord of commercial real property that had been leased to the chain. The philosophy that helps Patrick's practice is to think of a tough case as a chess game. If you can think 4 steps ahead, you've got the edge. Minnesota Lawyer is happy to recognize Patrick Newman as an up-and-coming attorney.
Hello, Patrick. On behalf of the Basford Remley Law Firm, I just want to say congratulations on being recognized as an up-and-coming attorney by Minnesota Lawyer. Since the day you walked in the door, we knew we had something special with you. You quickly acclimated to our culture, you quickly took great care of your clients, provided excellent legal services, and have been extremely professional in all you do. You're one of the few lawyers who can understand the alphabet soup in which you call your practice. I want to say thank you also to Minnesota Lawyer for recognizing Patrick as an up-and-coming lawyer. You made an excellent choice. And finally to Patrick, the one thing I would leave you with is the only thing that's more bright than your present is your future. You got it all together. You got an incredible future. You've done amazing things in the short time you've been a lawyer. You're going to be a well-recognized, terrific lawyer in years to come. Congratulations.
Lauren Pockel's path was set when she worked in the office of then-Representative Jim Ramstad. When she talked about her professional aspirations, he suggested law school. Lauren has made the most of that advice. Her energy practice focuses on advising gas and electric utilities in rate case and other regulatory proceedings before multiple state commissions. Among other things, she has prepared filings and gotten regulatory approval of several gas and electric-related matters, gotten state certificates of need and route permits from public utilities commissions for transmission lines, and counseled clients on various regulatory compliance issues related to energy regulation. Minnesota Lawyer is pleased to honor Lauren Pockel as an up-and-coming attorney. It was lawyers who helped bring and keep Caleb Rumicho in Minnesota, and now he's working to repay the favor. A native of Ethiopia, Caleb joined his father as a child when a coup d'etat took place in his home country. Now Deputy General Counsel and Director of Judicial Appointments in the Governor's Office, Caleb is able to reiterate how the power of law can change families for the better. As Caleb himself puts it, I discovered the law is deeply rooted in our political, economic, and social world. He is in a good position to chase his passion, which is working on legal issues that impact Minnesotans on a daily basis. Minnesota Lawyer is proud to name Caleb Rumicho as an up-and-coming attorney.
Caleb, congratulations on the incredible honor. You certainly deserve it. I'm proud of what you've accomplished on behalf of all Minnesotans, particularly during these trying times. We're lucky to have you on our team, and I'm looking forward to all you're going to achieve in the future. Congratulations.
Hey Caleb, congratulations. You're amazing, you're awesome, you're fabulous. We're so proud of you, and you deserve all of this. So go Caleb.
Congratulations, Caleb. This is quite the honor. We all really enjoy working with you and are extremely grateful for all the efforts that you make in the governor's office and beyond. Hope you're having a great time at this celebration.
Congratulations, Caleb. Well deserved. Really proud of you. Looking forward to see what other awards come next.
Congratulations, Caleb, not only on being a great lawyer, but also a great boss and a great person.
Caleb, from the appointments team, congratulations. We're really proud of you. We're sure it's just the first of many. Take care.
Caleb, it's so impressive that you won this award, but it's not surprising because we work with you and we know that you're great.
Congrats, Caleb. This is so amazing. It's been great working with you, and you really, really deserve this.
Congratulations, Caleb. Thanks for your dedication to the people of Minnesota. It's a privilege to work with you.
Congratulations, Caleb. It's great working with you, and we're all lucky to have you.
Fu Tao says that practicing law isn't just a profession. The way he sees it, he represents his family, his greatest motivation, and the people who encouraged him to become its first lawyer. As an assistant Ramsey County attorney, Fu has won the St. Paul Area Chamber of Commerce Young Professional of the Year award. Most of all, Fu sees his post with the county as a way to help his community. That shows both in his work and in his membership with such groups as the Minnesota Asian Pacific American Bar Association. Minnesota Lawyer is happy to recognize Fu Tao as an up-and-coming attorney. Tiana Towns remembers when black female lawyers were like unicorns. If you didn't see them in your imagination, you didn't see them. That has all changed, thanks in part to attorneys like her. Tiana chose law school with an eye on changing perceptions about who is cut out to practice law. At Dorsey & Whitney, Tiana is a senior member of the real estate litigation team. In that role, she leads teams that handle real estate-related disputes for property owners, developers, investors, tenants, lenders, joint ventures, and public-private partnerships. Her secondary priority is intellectual property litigation. That means working on trademark, copyright, and advertising disputes in both state and federal courts. Minnesota Lawyer is pleased to honor Tiana Towns as an up-and-coming attorney. Erin Westbrook is a self-described Harry Potter nerd. She has brought that flair for wizardry to her legal practice. Erin graduated magna cum laude from the University of St. Thomas School of Law. In her work as an associate at Saul Ewing, she takes on counseling and litigation having to do with trademarks, patents, copyrights, trade secrets, contract and fiduciary duties. When clients have questions about compliance with laws about product claims in their advertising and on websites and social media, they turn to her. Minnesota Lawyer is happy to recognize Erin Westbrook as an up-and-coming attorney. Though she's only been there less than a year, Emily Zambrana's bosses at Faegre call her a superstar. She might scoff at that, but she's on her way to making it so. Emily works in product liability with expertise in class action defense. The focus of her practice has been defending class actions in a variety of areas, including food labeling, medical device, and agricultural products. Recently, Emily has worked on half a dozen food labeling class actions as well as putative class actions for 2 multi-district litigations. Minnesota Lawyer is happy to recognize Emily Zambrana as an up-and-coming attorney.
Congratulations to this impressive group of young attorneys. Such a high-level achievement so early in their careers is impressive and humbling. We wish them many years of success. And the shout-outs from their coworkers really show how much they're appreciated. And now, we have special messages from University of Minnesota Law School Dean Gary Jenkins, the new Mitchell-Hamline Law School Dean Anthony Niedwicki, and University of St. Thomas Law School Dean Robert Vischer.
Hello, I'm Gary Jenkins, Dean of the University of Minnesota Law School. One of the great aspects of my role as Dean is seeing the important and impactful work being done by our alumni. Ultimately, alumni are the manifestation of our mission. So I never cease to be inspired by their incredible accomplishments and the many ways our alumni serve people, organizations, the profession, and the world, making a difference. On behalf of the entire Minnesota law community, I offer hearty congratulations to all of the recipients of this year's Up-and-Coming Attorneys Awards, who within their first decade of practice have distinguished themselves through exemplary leadership and service. These up-and-coming lawyers demonstrate the best of our profession, strengthen our legal community, set a wonderful example, and have bright futures ahead. We are thrilled to have so many of them as members of our Minnesota Law alumni community. Congratulations again.
Hi, I'm Anthony Niedwicki, President and Dean at the Mitchell-Hamline School of Law. I just began on July 1st, so this will be my very first up-and-coming attorneys event. I'm very excited that you're honoring 8 of our alums and 1 of our adjunct professors at this event. I look forward to reaching out to them and personally congratulate them on this wonderful success that they've had. I look forward to also meeting all of you at some point when this event is able to be live and in person. I hope you have a wonderful event, and again, congratulations to everybody.
Hi, I'm Rob Vischer. I'm the Dean at St. Thomas Law School, and I just want to congratulate the St. Thomas alumni who have been selected as up-and-coming attorneys this year. Rachel Anderson, Aaron Knoll, Aaron Westbrook, Pharaoh Lewis, and Zuri Balmakun Santiago. We are very proud of you. So what does it feel like to be an up-and-coming attorney in the year 2020? You are on upward career trajectories at a time when our city, our nation, and our world face so many challenges, it can seem overwhelming. My hope for you is that you view these challenges not as a source of discouragement, but as underscoring the importance of your work. Our rules of professional conduct provide that lawyers are vital to the preservation of society. On behalf of our entire law school community, we look forward to seeing how you will continue to use your gifts to contribute to the broader community and to advance the common good. We are very, very proud of you. Congratulations.
Thank you, Deans, for those inspiring words. We appreciate the work that you do to support a strong legal community in Minnesota. Next, we'll hear the stories of our first group of unsung legal heroes.
For more than a decade, Jessica Deco has been one of the most sought-after paralegals at Fish & Richardson. That's especially true now that she's on a post-grant specialty team. A congressional act from a few years ago lets companies challenge the validity of competitors' patent claims. With her colleagues, Jessica created a double-checking procedure for when a petition or major brief is filed in a post-grant proceeding. Timely filing is critically important since the PTAB will reject a petition if the filing deadline is missed. Apart from that work, Jessica works on other patent and trademark documents, making sure they're as complete as can be prior to submission. Minnesota Lawyers is happy to recognize Jessica Detko as an unsung legal hero.
Jessica is one of Fish's most respected paralegals. She helped build our post-grant practice from the ground up. We're so happy to see Minnesota Lawyer reward her hard work and recognize her hard work. Jessica, we're so proud of you. Congratulations. Also, Jessica is just a joy to be around. Her organizational skills are amazing, and frankly, her unflappable and can-do attitude make her just a pleasure to work with. Again, Jess, congratulations. We're so proud of you.
As a record specialist at Robbins Kaplan, Jennifer Domholt fills a role that could almost be called indispensable. That takes in a lot, including conflict of interest checks, opening new matters in the firm's database, preserving and storing physical files when a matter has been closed, and helping attorneys from outside the firm. Over the past 2 decades, Jennifer's job has become more complex as the firm grows. Most of her workflow is now online, which enables her colleagues to know where their work is in the pipeline. Minnesota Lawyer is pleased to name Jennifer Domholt as an unsung legal hero.
Jennifer, congratulations on winning the Unsung Hero Award. You absolutely are deserving of this opportunity and title. For over 26 years now, you've given your time and attention to helping so many at our firm so that they can do their jobs superior each and every day. Congratulations again. You absolutely deserve this.
As a proud native of Grand Forks, Barb L. has an appreciation for family, and she considers her Bowman and Brook colleagues as a second family. She has been an especially valuable team member this year. As Human Resources Director for that firm, Barb studies COVID-19 laws to help answer employee questions regarding reopening. After the protests in Minneapolis, she responded to concerns affecting firm locations. And when hiring picks back up, Barb will be at the forefront of recruiting and onboarding new Bowman employees. Minnesota Lawyer is proud to honor Barb L. as an unsung legal hero. After 3 decades as a consumer insights manager at General Mills, Pat Ewald wanted a change, something different to close out her career. She found just that at Fish & Richardson. She started there a few years ago as an administrative assistant, and now she's the firm's talent data analyst, focusing on diversity. That means supplying data to internal departments. That data results from sending surveys to employees, maintaining a database, and handling data requests from clients about the firm's diversity initiatives. In an increasingly data-driven profession, that's the kind of work that takes an unsung hero. Minnesota Lawyer is happy to recognize Pat Ewald as an unsung legal hero.
We are so pleased to see Pat recognized with the Unsung Legal Heroes Award. Her work has brought tremendous efficiencies to the legal talent and inclusion team. Her organizational and process improvement skills keep us on track, and Pat's humble influence is felt far and wide. Congratulations, Pat.
While growing up, Molly Gulbranson had a neighbor who worked as a criminal defense attorney. She made a point of shadowing him for a day, and even though she opted for paralegal work, she saw the field open up before her. At Vagary Drinker, Molly often leads paralegal teams in big cases, and she has carved out specialties in product litigation and environmental litigation. Molly also volunteers with the Minnesota Collaborative Justice Initiative. For that group, she helps clients answer questionnaires that help pro bono attorneys determine the legal support needed by clients. Minnesota Lawyer is proud to honor Molly Gulbranson as an unsung legal hero. Laura Hopt-Coleman more than has her hands full at Hansa Merrill-Landry. She has the dual roles of paralegal and office manager. In addition to paralegal duties, she handles everyday firm operations, such as scheduling initial client consultations and processing monthly billing. But as a 25-year veteran of the legal business, Laura can handle it. Her focus in the past few years has been in the high-stress area of family law. But she says that work is rewarding because she gets to talk people down during a very tough period in their lives. Minnesota Lawyer is pleased to name Laura Hopt Coleman as an unsung legal hero.
Congratulations, Laura! You're more than a hero to us. Thanks for all of your hard work and energy during COVID-19. Congrats!
Susan Hager is an MVP at Dorsey & Whitney. As the firm's advocacy legal support manager, she supervises about 40 legal assistants, but that's during normal times. During the pandemic, Sue and a handful of other essential workers have been in the office every day to provide the mail, faxes, and other documents that attorneys and paralegals need to stay productive at home. Sue also authorizes permission and tracks everyone who comes into the building. She coordinates with lawyers and staff who need to get items from the office and meets them at a loading dock to limit contact. Minnesota Lawyer is happy to recognize Susan Hager as an unsung legal hero. A trio of paralegals at Blackwell Burke have been a fixture at the firm practically since it opened in 2006. Among other accomplishments, the three women were lead paralegals in Blackwell's defense of 3M Company in the federal bear-hugger multi-district litigation, in which the firm won the dismissal of one of the 10 largest MDLs in the country. They also run trial prep schedules and make sure that files, exhibits, and the like are ready to go before trial. Minnesota Lawyer is proud to honor Des Hines, Jallison Hubbard, and Katrina St. Clair as unsung legal heroes. When Governor Tim Walz declared a peacetime emergency in Minnesota due to the coronavirus pandemic, the Minnesota Attorney General's Office's technology team faced a daunting task. Because of budget reasons, only 18% of the office staff were configured with the remote access they would need to work from home. The IT team worked tirelessly to increase licenses and troubleshoot. They implemented Microsoft Teams for the first time, added WebEx capability, developed a cloud-based help desk, and more. In only 2 weeks' time, 91% of the staff was ready to work remotely. Minnesota Lawyer is proud to honor the AG's information technology team as unsung legal heroes.
At the Minnesota Attorney General's Office, there is no group that is more deserving of the Unsung Heroes Award than our IT group. Our technology group literally has saved us. When COVID hit, we were pretty much all right here in the office building, in the Bremer Tower or everywhere else, right here in the office. And within weeks, literally days, we were working remotely. We went from about 100% working inside the building to about 3 or 4% working inside the building, and everyone else working from home. What they did was remarkable. It was miraculous. Everybody, needless to say, was a little frustrated and flustered by everything, but they were cool and they were calm and they got the business done. We are functioning at a high level, even though almost all of us are working remotely, and the credit for that is our IT team. So, to Rich Finch and everybody on the IT team, thank you. You are absolutely unsung heroes, but after this, I hope you are sung heroes. Congratulations.
Selena Colesrud brings a truly personal touch to her work at the U.S. Attorney's Office. Sometimes she walks witnesses or victims to the courthouse when they're about to testify or make a victim impact statement. Other times, she sends them updates about their case, connects them with vital resources, or just lends a sympathetic ear. Selena is a supervisory victim assistance specialist at the U.S. Attorney's Office, so it's her job to do what she can to help victims or witnesses get through the criminal process. It's a job that requires great skill and great heart, and Selena has plenty of both. Minnesota Lawyer is happy to recognize Selena Colesrud as an unsung legal hero.
That's an impressive group. These individuals and groups really keep the gears turning for their organizations. Here's our final group of unsung legal heroes.
If you're going to work in data, it helps if you love data. Jennifer Marone loves data. As e-discovery project manager at Robbins Kaplan, Jennifer leads teams of attorneys to coordinate e-discovery. She also manages members, including experts in SQL management. Under her leadership, those regular review matters sometimes include millions of documents. In one case, she was asked to find all the indemnity clauses within a set of more than 1,000 contracts. Jennifer created an all-new workflow specifically for the task and was able to quickly complete the review. Minnesota Lawyer is pleased to name Jennifer Marone as an unsung legal hero.
Congratulations, Jennifer. It's been my privilege to work with you over these past 10 years and to witness your dedication to our clients and to our firm. I've seen your grace under pressure, and I've watched as time and time again, you've delivered actual miracles on behalf of our clients. I am just delighted you are being recognized for your efforts, and I thank you for everything.
After a few years with Best Buy and Geek Squad, Paul McCaffrey saw that Robbins Kaplan was hiring a multimedia specialist. Even though he knew nothing about the legal business, he thought it sounded like a fun job. The fun has lasted for almost a decade. As a senior trial consultant, Paul is part of the firm's Trial and Multimedia Consulting Group, a key department in a litigation firm. That group handles all aspects of trial prep, including mock trials, war room setup, trial graphics, AV support, and multimedia presentations. Paul also travels with trial teams to help set up AV logistics for use in the courtroom. Minnesota Lawyer is proud to honor Paul McCaffrey as an unsung legal hero.
These are unprecedented times, and the need to have a remote trial and litigation experience was there. And Paul, you and your team built basically a new practice from scratch and have kept our litigations and trials going forward. I want to congratulate you on what a wonderful job you've done, and you truly are an unsung legal hero.
After being born in Mexico and growing up in Los Angeles, Adriana Mejia has made Minnesota her home. She graduated from Metro State University and for the last 3 years has been a paralegal for the Children's Law Center of Minnesota. CLC provides legal representation to hundreds of children in the child protection system. Adriana is the only paralegal at CLC, which means she's responsible for tracking more than 900 cases at any given time. She keeps track of upcoming court hearings, processes social service documents, and works with volunteer attorneys to make sure clients appear in court. Minnesota Lawyer is happy to recognize Adriana Mejia as an unsung legal hero. At Vagary Drinker, Yvonne Miller says that as Senior HR Director, she handles everything from hire to retire for non-attorney staff. It's interesting work, made all the more so not only by the pandemic, but also by the firm's recent merger. Yvonne has had to deal with both almost back-to-back. Yvonne's functions include overseeing benefits and compliance. On a given day, she might take on policy questions, take a deep dive into complex state employment issues, or run complex financial modeling. Minnesota Lawyer is proud to honor Yvonne Miller as an unsung legal hero. Not long after the COVID-19 pandemic hit the United States, Merchant at Gould marketing coordinator Laura Mittling wondered what she could do to help her colleagues cope. She began a daily newsletter that contained jokes, memes, and recipes. Laura's job requires a wide range of skills touching on all things related to marketing, but also a human touch. Laura recently launched a customer relationship management database. She also updates the Merchant at Gould website, writes social media, manages communication contractors, develops workshops, and plans events. Speaking of event planning, Laura is getting married in October, so congratulations! Minnesota Lawyer is pleased to name Laura Mittling as an unsung legal hero.
Hi Laura, congratulations from all of us at Merchant & Gould on being selected as a 2020 Minnesota Lawyer Unsung Legal Hero. We are so proud of you and appreciate you more than you can ever know. Cheers.
Anthony Simone likes being in on the process of big decision-making. His work as a paralegal at Stinson lets him do plenty of that. He works on a lot of complicated litigation cases, and colleagues praise his expertise with the legal process, technology, and organization. The firm last year had a very complex, fast-paced case that included multiple back-to-back filings. Along with attorneys and support staff, Anthony worked around the clock for several days doing research, drafting documents, and keeping the team organized. Minnesota Lawyer is happy to recognize Anthony Simone as an unsung legal hero. Shannon Stoneking was inspired to become a law librarian by the late Mary Freiberg, who held that position at Scott County. While Shannon was still a law clerk in the 1st Judicial District, Freiberg often encouraged her to pursue a career similar to hers. Shannon has been the Dakota County Law Library's manager since 2013. She helps provide at least 12 legal advice clinics each month over 3 locations. Those clinics focus on the primary legal needs of low-income people. She has also hosted senior wills and power of attorney clinics, and she schedules and coordinates 2 CLEs each month for local attorneys and court staff. Minnesota Lawyer is happy to honor Shannon Stoneking as an unsung legal hero. As a litigation paralegal at Cerisi Conlon, Jenny Taplin helps out in all phases of the litigation process. And when we say all, we mean all. Helping manage e-discovery document collection, managing case files, deposition and witness preparation, trial exhibits, helping expert witnesses, etc., etc. Jenny loves that no 2 days in her job are alike. She recently managed a database of more than 1 million documents in Carver versus the Bank of New York Mellon, in which the firm obtained a $12.5 million settlement on behalf of its clients. Minnesota Lawyer is proud to honor Jenny Taplin as an unsung legal hero.
Jenny, congratulations on your Unsung Hero Award. I can't think of anyone more deserving than you to get this award. We love having you at Cerisi Conlon. You're a huge asset on every single case that we're on and a big part of our firm's party planning committee and celebrations. And don't worry, there will be tons of binders for you to make for me in the future.
When the world ground to a halt last spring, facilities manager Cynthia Trana was helping to coordinate a large-scale project to renovate the 4 floors that her firm occupies in the IDS Center in downtown Minneapolis. She spent the summer preparing to move 240 attorneys and staff into the fresh space. That included such tasks as making sure hand sanitizer and masks were ready for every lobby and desk. Cynthia joined the firm 12 years ago, after serving a similar capacity at Dorsey for 22 years. That experience has uniquely equipped her to take on huge tasks, such as the one she undertook this year. Minnesota Lawyer is proud to recognize Cynthia Trana as an unsung legal hero. Earlier this year, Faegre Baker Daniels merged with Drinker Biddle and Reith just as the pandemic began. Both firms wanted to have employees work remotely. But there was a hitch in that plan. Both firms relied heavily on paper documents for billing. Not a problem for Rachel. She and a team of colleagues digitized the process in just 2 days, creating guides for employees to use in case they didn't know how to track changes or edit bills virtually. Faegre needed an efficient and effective way for its attorneys and LAAs to remotely review and edit pro formas to protect the firm's revenue stream. For her work, one colleague calls Rachel the cream of the crop. Minnesota Lawyer is pleased to honor Rachel Zacharias as an unsung legal hero.
Another impressive group. And thanks again to the supporters for their shout outs and words of appreciation and encouragement. It's so great to be reminded that there are people out there making a difference in their organizations and their communities. So many stories of success. Congratulations to everyone. On behalf of Minnesota Lawyer, thank you for helping us celebrate our 2020 Unsung Legal Heroes and Up-and-Coming Attorneys. Again, I'd like to thank our sponsors, Robbins Kaplan and Taft, for their support of today's program. I'd also like to thank the companies that have ads in the magazine and sent the great shout-out videos for today's program. Honorees, if you'd like to order a framed reprint of your magazine profile, look for an email from Lisa Arnold or just email me. And now, I'd like to introduce you to the 2020 Up-and-Coming Attorneys and Unsung Legal Heroes. Congratulations.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, everyone. Congratulations. Congratulations to all of you. And thank you, everyone who attended the program today. Have a great afternoon, and we'll see you all soon.